Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're working on my 08 335i. It's a pre-LCI model and we're going to be changing out the headlights. As you can see, these are pre-LCI headlights and they have a vinyl sticker to cover up the orange reflector. And they're not in terrible shape at all, but I'm just doing this to refresh the look of the car. It's starting to look a little tired in the front end. I may have to get the bumper repainted, maybe the hood. I've already done a conversion on the actual back of the car, which I'll show you, and I'm just trying to bring the front end up to date as well. As you can see, the back has already been facelifted. It's looking way better, but I feel like the front end doesn't really match anymore. So let me show you the headlights that I bought. So here's the headlights. They're in pretty good shape, relatively clear, all things considered. They're looking pretty good. And they are adaptive, so they should be plug and play for me. I just need to actually code the car after. Alright, so you're going to take these seals out of the way just so you don't drop them or lose them while you're pulling the bumper and headlights off. Now, there's going to be 4 T30 screws up here. There's a couple T30s right here for the headlights. Now this part of the bumper can lift away. I'm going to remove these pieces here. Now you're going to have your usual bolts up at the front here that you got to remove. There's I believe 4 in the middle, and then there's the 2 pieces on the ends here that I've already removed because I had those splitters. So once you've done that, then you can actually, the last piece that's holding the bumper to the car would be 2 bolts up here on both sides. So you're going to want to remove these 2 8mm. As you can see, I just turned the wheel to the left to be able to get access to this spot here. It wasn't really a big deal, didn't have to take the wheel off. So now the splash shield has to be pulled over. So I just created a bit of a gap to get to the actual bumper bolts, which you can see right now. Another couple of 8mm. I'm going to use a long extension on my 1/4 inch drive to pull those out. So I got those removed. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I'll show you when I'm pulling the bumper off. So as you can see, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get this front bumper off. We're just going to unclip from here. Same here. You want to pull it forward, lower it down onto the ground, and focus on disconnecting the fog lights, which you can see right there. Here's where we're at. Front bumper's pulled off. I just left the fog light bolt plug sitting there. Now we're going to start pulling bolts off. We got 2 right here, T30s. Got 1 right here. There's 1 actually facing this way, right about here. It's kind of hard to show, but I'll try to get it on camera. Now we're going to have to pull the headlight forward and unplug it. There's a connector right here. That's the connector that has to be undone. Alright, there we are, headlights removed. Alright, bringing the new headlight into place. It's actually plug and play, luckily. I believe you have to have an FRM2 module to be able to work with this headlight, but all in all, it's just a straight plug-in. There's nothing, no surprises in that respect. So I'm going to start bolting this up. Alright, before we go too much further, I'm going to turn the headlights on and check everything out before I put the bumper on and everything. Alright, to start with, the hazards work. I saw the projector was moved, which is a good sign. And even my adaptive headlights are working. I just tried moving the wheel left and right. Alright guys, so this is how it looks. Here's how we ended up. These headlights are in really good shape. They look very clean, in my opinion. So I'm going to put the hazards on so you can see what the LEDs look like. They're super bright. I'm gonna put the headlights on so we can see how those look. Headlights seem nice and bright. I think they're brighter than my old ones. I'm going to start it up so that we can see the pattern on the wall and make sure the cornering lamps are working. You can see them moving, no problem. And they do an up and down test when you first start the car, so that seems normal. I am getting a malfunction here, so I do have to do some coding. I noticed that if I go to check control, it says turn signal malfunction, but if I just run the turn signal, there you go. It's like as soon as you start using it, it'll clear itself out. But then again, so that would be annoying. I have to do some coding for that. So we're gonna figure that out and then I'll come back. Because otherwise that seems to be popping up again and again. Left front turn signal malfunction. Some further testing. If I pull the brights like so, then it just runs the inner lights, but then if I put them forward, you get your bi-xenons, just like my original headlights. Alright, so next step is going to be to code out that error that I'm getting with the turn signal malfunction. I'm not getting a park lamp malfunction because I've already coded that out, so I'll just briefly summarize that in case you guys are following along. But I'm using my K plus DCAN USB interface cable, which I've shown in all my videos. I'm using NCS Expert to actually pull the file off the FRM module, the footwell module, to actually code out the warm and cold checks for the turn signals now that they're LED. So I got an old laptop. I'm going to link to a thread in the description on how to set the software up if you want to do this yourself. So now we're basically going to connect to the car's OBD2 port and verify we have a connection, and then load up NCS Expert and pull the file, which I'll show now. Alright, so the key is in the on position and the cable is connected. You want to ensure that you turn off your headlights and your interior fan so you don't discharge your battery while you're doing this. But we're going to go into INPA. We're going to want to see 2 black dots to ensure that we're connected to the car successfully. We're good, connected. So now we're going to go close this and go into NCS Expert tool. Click run, file, load profile, And if you follow the thread that I'm going to link into the description, you'll have the same exact setup as I have here. So I'm clicking on this, Refters, you can choose this or Expert Man. We're going to click F1, F3, choose our chassis, which is going to be E89 here, the closest variant. And then we have to pull our actual vehicle order. So I'm going to pull it off the CAS, to Car Access System. Then you'll see your VIN populate and your vehicle order telling you how everything's configured on this chassis. Now we're going to click back. Now we want to process a particular ECU, which is going to be the NFRM2 module, or the NFRM module. Hit OK. Now we want to read the ECU. That's going to pull the file off the car so we can manipulate and change out the actual line that's going to not check for the actual turn signals to be functioning, because they're no longer incandescent. So now that we've done that, we have a trace file that pulls up, so we can actually go ahead and start manipulating. I'm going to look up the appropriate value for what needs to be manipulated to code that out. So why don't I just walk you through me figuring it out. So I'm going to go to My Computer, Drive C, NCS Expert. We're going to go into the work folder, and we're going to see we have a trace file that was just made and an FSW_PSW trace file. I plan on using NCS Dummy to actually find the appropriate value. It'll just make life a little easier here. So now that I have good files loaded here, verified, I'm going to run NCS Dummy, which you can download off Google. Alright, we're going to run that. So we're going to choose our chassis E89, and we're going to go here to see our module, which is FRM2_E89.C09. That will focus. So we're going to choose that right there. Let that yellow bar actually cycle through so it doesn't potentially crash. Okay. Now we want to browse for this, our trace file. I've custom coded this, so I have to manipulate my NetODAT trace file. So now I want to look for warm check. I'll just type in warm. See, here's one of the values. Hot monitoring of front turn signals. So that is my issue. If I just change this to niche active, or right here, not enabled, that's going to basically take care of my issue. So this gives you an idea. I'm coding out the turn signal check. I've already done the park lamp check, but that's probably another thing you'd want to search for by typing in warm, and then look for hot monitoring of front parking lamps or angel eyes. That's another thing you want to choose to not active if it's active, if you're doing the LCI headlight conversion on an E90 or E92. So that's it. I'm good. See, hot monitoring of front standing lights or angel eyes, that's already not active. That's the other thing that would probably pop up. I took care of that already. I also want to code out the cold monitoring of the turn signals. So I just typed in cold here, it didn't auto search it, so I'm just using the German version there. If you start typing in KALTU, that's the cold monitoring. So we're going to go find next till we get cold monitoring of front turn signals. Right here. I got to change this. There. So I've taken care of the two things that need coding, assuming I've already done this in the past. Standing lights or angel eyes, you'd want those to be set warm and cold, set to not active, to cover converting from pre-LCI to LCI headlights on an E90 or E92. So now I'm gonna export this. Since I've already custom coded this file, this makes things easy. It's gonna export a netodat.man file for me with those changes, just like that. I go back to my work directory and I'm gonna have this sitting here just made, netodat.man, which is your manipulated file. If you watch my LCI taillight conversion video, I go into some more detail with regards to the different ways to code, but I'm trying to keep this a little bit shorter. So now I'm ready to load this manipulated file into the car. So I'm going to copy code by my netodat file here, and then I want to type in nettodat.man. As soon as I type that, it's going to try to flash it to the car, and then it will say function perfect ended. See, I saw a little flash from the headlights. I'm good. I'm going to go key off, key on, and we'll see if we still have those errors. So we're going in the car now, and key on. Headlights are in the auto position. So if I were to go to service info, check control messages, as soon as I close my door, that says all systems okay. Turn signals are good. No more errors, even though I'm running the turn signals. So I kept it quite simple in this video. I didn't go into too much detail with regards to how I coded it, but NCS Dummy makes it easy, and there's plenty of videos on my channel where I talk about the different ways to code and different files to manipulate depending on what you want to do. I've done a lot of custom coding on my car, so it's just easier to manipulate the file that I showed you there. I still have all my other coding that I did, like double impulse, hazards, etc. So that shows you guys how to swap your headlights on your E90 to LCI along with coding. So hopefully you found this video useful or entertaining. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing. I upload regularly. Thanks for watching and good luck.